Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, 17th February 2017. I'm Fredicia Liebert. The Honourable Mark Brantley, in a Facebook post earlier today, made an appeal to truckers on Nevis. Brantley said the government has embarked on significant infrastructural projects throughout Nevis, with Rollins, Shaws Road, Braziers and the Mondo track all happening simultaneously. He observed that many young people have invested in trucks and are understandably trying to get as many trips as possible to maximize their profits. However, in doing so, some truckers are driving too fast and are creating a serious hazard to themselves and to other road users. Trucks can be seen speeding and sometimes appear to be racing. This must stop. Additionally, some drivers seem to want their horns to be heard from miles, and many have removed silencers from their mufflers so that the trucks are extremely noisy when on the roads. Minister Brantley continued, this morning from his house in Montpelier, he could hear trucks moving along the island main road some miles away. This too must stop. Lastly, many trucks are overloading and none are covering their loads as required by law. This too must stop. He said the government is seeking to build Nevis brick by brick, but in so doing, let us not endanger ourselves and others. Truckers, you are making money, let it not come at the expense of your life or the lives of others. Minister Brantley said he is appealing through social media and hope that truckers will regulate themselves and conduct themselves responsibly on the roads.
And here now is this late-breaking story. Police on Nevis experienced mixed fortunes Friday afternoon as they had a walk through Charlestown to engage members of the general public. Persons in Charlestown were able to greet and have conversations with senior and junior ranks of the police force. However, while that was taking place, staff at Hosford's Nevis Centre were traumatized as they were reportedly robbed at gunpoint. The incident took place between 3:30 and 4:30 Friday afternoon. Police responded in force to the scene and began conducting their investigations. No one has been taken into custody as investigations are ongoing. We'll have more as this story develops.
Appearing on Win FM Voices program earlier this week, the Honourable Mark Brantley, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, underscored the importance of leaders being accessible to the people they serve.
I have always been of a view that it is important that we engage with our public, that we engage as much as possible. We are all public servants of the people, and I feel that if that is to have true meaning, we have to be able to come to the people on occasions such as these and on platforms such as these, which are widely available, widely talked about, and widely accessible to a vast majority of Kittitians and Nevisians, not just at home, but those in the diaspora as well. And certainly as a government, we try and we intend to be as inclusive as we can and to take all shades of public opinion. I am of a view that oftentimes we can learn even from our harshest critics.
Minister Brantley's appearance on the radio show was part of activities marking the second anniversary of the Team Unity's leadership of St. Kitts and Nevis.
From Nevis and the perspective from the smaller island, which is a constituent element of this country called St. Kitts and Nevis, I think the relationship is the best that it has ever been between St. Kitts and Nevis. And if we credit unity with nothing else, and if we credit our Prime Minister with nothing else, I think it is the first time in our history, and it is a history that is a long history. It is a history going back almost 2 centuries of difficulty, of agitation and discontent. And I feel that the mood now is different. The people of Nevis now genuinely feel that they are part of the country that is St. Kitts and Nevis. They now feel for the first time that they are included. And that was the promise of unity. That is what the people of Nevis bought into. And I am happy, as I've said in other places, that I am alive and standing in the middle of our history. We're not waiting for it to be created for us. We are refashioning and retooling our country, equipping our people to do the very best that they can and to make St. Kitts and Nevis the best small island state.
The Voices show was hosted by WinFM General Manager Clive Backus and featured Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris, as well as Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, the Honourable Ian Liburd.
Here's a group of people who said that we will put aside all that divided us and seek to engage with and seek to encourage and seek to capitalize on those issues that unite us. And we have, I think, that experiment, that idea. People watered it, it has germinated, and I think 2 years later, it is bearing spectacular fruit.
The week of activities to mark the second anniversary began on February 12th with a church service and will conclude tomorrow Saturday with the Prime Minister's reception at Government House in St. Kitts. The development of a national youth policy is seen as a critical feature for the future of the Federation, and the youth departments on both St. Kitts and Nevis are working to ensure that implementation is achieved. On Wednesday, there was another consultation in the process held at the Mount Nevis Hotel Conference Room for permanent secretaries and directors in the Nevis Island Administration. Sanola Claxton, director in the Department of Youth, described some of what has taken place.
Department of Youth here on Nevis has spearheaded several consultations with various demographics within our youth population, and we've seen consultations with our young entrepreneurs. We've seen consultations at the prison farm here on Nevis with those young people who are in trouble with the law. We've had consultations with teen mothers. We've had general consultations, and we've also had consultations with the various high schools here on Nevis.
Claxton said following the meetings on Wednesday, consultations were also held with sporting and youth organizations Wednesday evening, which included the consultants from UNESCO and the Commonwealth. Based on the consultations so far, Claxton commended the youth persons who have been participating so far.
The young people have been very interactive, and what we have done is we have guiding questions which we ask them, but they've been very open and letting us, informing us as to what they need and what they want. They have not held in, usually as a society, we traditionally see our young people very quiet and reserved, but they have really been sharing with us their needs, their vision for our society. And one of the most interesting ones for the staff, I think that was the best one for them, as they've informed me that they really enjoyed the consultation with the prisoners or the residents at the prison farm here on Nevis. And they equally had a good session with the teen mothers. Sometimes we overlook our teen mothers or our young people who have different issues and different problems, and so that was definitely one that we enjoyed, or the one that we enjoyed most here at the department.
The discussions are ongoing, and the framers of the youth policy are encouraging more feedback from the targeted stakeholders.
As we continue our journey, I want to just encourage everyone to bear part and to assist in any way you can to ensure that the Federal Youth Policy is a document that truly reflects the needs of our young people and that truly reflect the direction in which our young people want for us to go as a society.
The journey to develop a national youth policy began in October 2016. Still to come, federal government launches skills training empowerment program STEP. The details are after this break.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.
Welcome back. The Government of National Unity launched its Skills Training Empowerment Program STEP yesterday, Thursday, 16th February, which offers persons an opportunity to learn a skill and obtain a job attachment as part of a program that is grounded in a people-centered governance framework. STEP, which was formerly known as the People's Employment Program PEP, was reorganized, restructured, and repositioned to ensure that the trainees receive genuine training, are imbued with the necessary work ethics, and give value for money. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Osbert de Souza, was tasked with overseeing the PEP program in 2015 and guiding its transformation into STEP. He was aided in the upgrade process by a committee comprising representatives from the National Skills Training Program and the Technical Vocational Education and Training TVET Secretariat. At the launching ceremony at the circus in Bastille, de Souza stated, "As we step up from PEP to STEP, the government looks forward to providing continued support to you, the trainees, as it seeks to broaden the skills base and skill set of our nationals." Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, the Honorable Sean Richards, noted some of the failings of the PEP program, which was launched in December 2012. He cited the area of landscaping as an example and noted that after 4 years on the program, the 400-plus interns were not trained in the finer parts of the requisite skill or the ability to manage a business. Remarks were given by the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, who said the transition from PEP, which he described as a bulky program with some 5,000 interns at its peak, to STEP was done smoothly and without turmoil, and credited de Souza for his leadership. Dr. Harris added that the overall impact should bring about an increase in national competitiveness and improvement in productivity. The areas of training are in electrical, plumbing, air conditioner maintenance, carpentry, food and beverage, landscaping, mechanic, bartending, and housekeeping. The areas were chosen from a list of interest areas provided by the interns and with input from the Department of Labor about job market opportunities. And finally, the Joycelyn Library Primary School officially opened its cafeteria earlier this week. Chairperson of the St. George's Committee, Colin Dorr, delivered the overview of the project.
The total construction cost of the building, that is the building itself, is approximately $564,000. An additional $59,000 was spent on outfitting with the state-of-the-art equipment and utensils you'll see when we do the tour of the building. We also spent an additional $110,000 to deal with the external finishing, which include the driveways, the fencing, and also to add an exit gate, which is now the entrance gate to the Joycelyn Library Primary School. Because we recognize that there was just one way in, one way out, which was not acceptable. Why should we settle for anything other than the best in Gingerland? The total cost then of this facility is approximately $733,000 to complete the building, the finishes, and also the equipment.
Dorr then employed the students and parents to appreciate the facility and the lunch program.
I wish to impress on you, the parents, to instill in your children the need to value the program, as there were tremendous sacrifice and efforts invested to ensure that this hot meals program was a success, and that we join all the other schools on island to boast that we too are part of a hot meals program. The program has indeed been a success, and I wish the staff of both the cafeteria and the school every best wishes as we continue to provide the quality of service for the growth and development of our children.
Parent of the school, Marcella Elliott, expressed her gratitude for the implementation of the school meals program.
This afternoon I am very happy because of this building here. I think I can lay down a little bit longer in the mornings, and I got to get up and prepare a lunch for my son. And he's also happy. He come home and he's saying that the food is very nutritious. Just what I give him at home is what he's getting at his school. And I want to say thank you to the Nevis Island government for getting this building for us. It's overdue. It's way overdue. It's about time, and now it's here. And I'm happy. And guess what? I was the one to clean all of the mess in that building after they finished building it. So I'm happy.
At the end of the ceremony, persons present were taken on a tour of the facility where refreshments were then served. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liebert. Thank you for viewing.